Hey everybody, this is Adam, and today bringing you a Black Ops 6v6 domination game on Jungle. This is about as pure an example of a pub stomp that you're ever going to see, and this is also my buddy Taylor. You know, one of the guys that I play with all the time. I like to say this is the best game he's ever going to play, even though he insists it's not. So he is along for a dual comm with me today. Taylor, say hi.
What's going on, guys?
Taylor's gamer tag is Nanahab, and he and I have been playing games together for I think about 3 years now. Taylor.
Something like that since late Modern Warfare 2, I think.
Yeah, maybe mid to late Modern Warfare 2. So a good solid 3 years now. We've experienced a lot of pain and personal growth together. I don't know about any of that, but you know, something like that. We play a lot of games together, so it's healthy.
A little gay, but whatever.
It's not gay. It's not. It's only gay if you. Never mind. Let's not go there. So let's talk about this game a little bit. This is just a typical game on Jungle, and I had prestiged because I'm still trying to get my first Blops gold gun, and Taylor's been 14th prestige with his gold guns for like 18 months now, and he has chopper gunners and dogs, and he gets 60 kills, and he thinks that makes him better than me, even though I had 357. Would you agree with that?
That's a fair statement.
That's a fair statement. So unfortunately, I didn't record it from his POV, which I should have done. But anyways, he probably, I don't check the kill feed, he probably gets, I'd guess, like maybe 16 gun kills and, 45 chopper gunner kills. But no, I'm giving him shit. Taylor's a good player, and we have a lot of fun together. And he goes try hard panties to try to beat me all the time. Would you say that's accurate?
I don't know if I had dogs on this clip or not. I think I did call in 2 chopper gunners, but I may have called in dogs at least once or twice. So I'm gonna say it was probably like 40. It's probably like 35 or 40 chopper gunner kills.
I mean, that's if they don't shoot you down, they don't shoot you down. Except the bottom line is every time we play together, they shoot me down immediately. I mean, it's just a fact. It's just a fact.
Statement.
But no, Taylor, would you agree that when we play together, it elevates your game because you want to beat me?
Without a doubt. I mean, all we have to do is listen to you talk to know that we've got Calvin to stomp on if we want to.
That's right. Okay, so I'm not going to beat up on Taylor anymore because this was a great game he played. Well, what I thought we were going to talk about today is a little bit of the state of the Call of Duty franchise. Taylor and I have been talking about this, I think, since the end of Blops. I mean, they ended up doing a really good job in Blops. They ended up making the game right, but, it took them almost the entire life cycle of the game for them to patch it into playing well. And we were both super excited for Modern Warfare 3, right?
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, and it was a disaster, right?
Total disaster. Absolute worst COD game I've ever played.
I agree completely. I think there were a lot of things that did well, and I'm recording a few videos talking about that, but in general I think it was a failure on almost every conceivable level. And we've talked many times about how we both think that Call of Duty is sort of at a turning point right now, right, where the next game could make it or break it.
Yeah, I mean, I generally agree, but I think Infinity Ward had just with the loss of pretty much their entire studio, they're at a turning point themselves more than anything.
Well, the rumor is that they're taking, I mean, maybe Infinity Ward is going to be involved, but they're putting most of the development of Modern Warfare 4, which is already leaked a little bit, in the hands of Neversoft, who are the guys that are responsible for Tony Hawk and some of the Rock Band games.
Which is kind of crazy to think about. But
I can't imagine how they expect it to be a good game. There's also a rumor, I mean, it's a rumor, but from a source that's usually pretty reliable, that next year might actually be Call of Duty 4 remastered. I don't know. Like I said, it's a guy on YouTube that knows a lot of insiders, and it might make sense to give everybody a couple of years off, but I don't know if they would risk doing that. Would you play that? I mean, how I feel about the game, but would you consider that worth a full release?
I think if the gun-to-gun gameplay is good, if the guns are balanced and they don't have the hit detection / lag compensation that made Modern Warfare 3 the disaster that it was, then I think you would see a lot of people go back and play a game that was just straight gun versus gun. I mean, it's skill versus skill. Yeah,
three kill streaks. Everybody gets just the old classics. But okay, so going on to Black Ops 2, everything we've seen so far, to me at least, is just amazingly promising. I think there's so much promise here. I think there's a lot to look forward to. What do you think is at stake here with this game? We got 2 minutes left. What do you think is at stake for the franchise as a whole?
Honestly, I think Black Ops 2 is going to be hands down better than Modern Warfare 3, assuming, I mean, all they have to do is not put in the lag compensation, hit detection stuff, and I think it's going to be a better game.
Okay, fair enough, but I mean, more generally, like, do you think another disastrous game, like another game maybe as critically unpopular as Modern Warfare 3, do you think that actually puts the franchise in danger? Do you think that makes it more likely people go play Battlefield or the new Medal of Honor?
You know, I'd like to think so, but I honestly don't think that would happen. I think it would just be another year, and then everyone would go, oh, look, it's COD 6, COD whatever, and they'd still go back and do it, you know, because as much as we say, oh, I'm not going to buy it, it's awful, blah, 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 we're going to go out and buy it on day one.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you, and I'm sure we will. I think at some point, and it's got to be like this with every franchise, there's going to be something that challenges it sufficiently that it's not the king of the top of the mountain anymore.
Yeah, and as much as people like Battlefield 3, I wasn't huge into Battlefield 3. I don't think it was an awesome game.
I agree. Yeah.
You know, they need to have a more serious contender than that before they're at stake of losing the fan base that they have.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think Respawn Entertainment, which is the two former Infinity Ward founders, their game coming out in 2013, I think that's going to be probably the first real test. You know, because I think we can presume that it's going to be very similar to this game.
I mean, just look at Diablo 2 versus Diablo 3. When you're talking about the old dev team versus the new dev team, well, D3 getting so much hate, D2 getting so much, you know, and maybe it's just looking back, hindsight's 2020, love from that, but it's old studio versus new studio.
No, I agree with you completely. And all right, we've only got 20 seconds left here. I'm going to put a little clip here on the end because I got one more thing I want to ask you about to see if you agree with me. Wait, here's the final score. Let's let this come up. 200 to 43, not bad. So 61-2, 40-1, 33-2, 24-0, 7-2 on of the five of us. So I think it's probably about as good as you're going to get against for a regular pub stomp. But okay, so here's the other thing I want to talk to you about for another minute or so. I think if you read the Twitter account from David Vonderhaar and listen to his interviews and everything like that, it seems to me that he's gone to make Black Ops 2 and taken into account a lot of what prominent YouTube Call of Duty players have talked about, both in terms of balance issues, in terms of desires and features for the game, in terms of things that frustrate them, and he's also obviously made a huge emphasis on esports, which probably is smart from a financial level because that's probably the future of the industry. But I am a little concerned that he is making the game for such a niche market that it could in some way affect the playability of it. I'm curious what your thoughts on that are.
Well, first off, I think, at least from what he tweets compared to, you know, looking at what Robert Bowling was tweeting when he was, you know, basically the same position for Infinity Ward before he left the company, it seems like Vonderhaar has a little bit more say in what happens, has a little bit more influence on
Sure, well, he's the design director for multiplayer, so I mean he's essentially the king of the mountain, you know what I mean?
Right, absolutely. And you know, when he's out there listening to all the stuff being said, I think it makes a difference compared to just, you know, Robert Bowling as whatever his title was, community manager or whatever, you know.
Creative strategist or some bullshit like that.
Exactly.
But my concern is, like, in general, probably what the competitive community wants, probably what the top YouTube Call of Duty players and video posters want, probably that's what you and I want, and it's probably more geared towards you and I than it is towards a casual player. But I'm just wondering if in some way down the road that's going to make this a less popular game than the super casual Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2, even Black Ops.
I think with it being, again, not kill streaks, but point streaks, you're going to find, the guys who sit in the corner, cap points, do whatever they have to do. I think they'll still play the game, honestly. And as long as, and I think they probably will, build on the one or two good thing that Modern Warfare did, which was the support streak, which I know at times was absolute garbage because you had bad people doing horrible things to you. But like you said, for the casual player, that was a huge boon because when you go up in a lobby with a guy who's got a 3 or 4 KD and you've got a .5 KD, it's like you need something there, or you're just gonna get wiped out, and it's not gonna be fun.
It's true. It's true. It's a good point. All right, let's wrap it up. Taylor, thanks for joining me, and congratulations on what I'm going to call the rare incident of you topping me on the leaderboard. We're just going to let everybody believe that. And thanks a lot, man. Let's do it again soon.
All right.
That's how I die so much.